Hi guys, and welcome back to Art a la Carte, and this is the last video in the first half of our Color Pencil 101. I've broken up this series into two different parts, the first half and the second half. In part one, I went through all the beginning things and techniques that you're going to need to know. I talked about the different supplies that I use and how you don't need the most expensive supplies to be able to create a really nice picture using colored pencils. We talked about pressure sensitivity and how to use that not just as one single pressure on your colored pencil, but how to create different values by creating different pressures. I also talked about burnishing, how to really push that color into that paper to get the most vibrant color. We talked about looking and seeing the real colors that are in there, not just the colors that we think might be in there, and how to take different colors and blend them together to make a rich, full color on your paper. And I've created a playlist that has all of these videos in together, so if you've missed any of these videos, I'm going to leave a link to the playlist in the description box below, so you can hit that link and it'll take you to all the videos. You can just watch them one right after another and kind of get caught up. In these videos that I've done already, I've gone ahead and shown you everything that I possibly know as far as technique. And I know some of you are thinking, but you haven't shown us how to do hair yet, and you haven't shown us how to do water, and I've got a lot of requests for different videos still to come. And that's what's going to be in part two. All the techniques I've shown you, now it's how to take different techniques and blend them together with other ones to create the effect that you want. So in part two of this series, I'm going to be just taking different drawings that I've done in colored pencils and walking you through the process. See, this is the best way that I know to learn, is by watching an artist create art that I want to create and watching the process it takes to do that. As you're watching, I'll be giving you some insider tips along the way. In this video though, I'm going to go back through, I'm taking a drawing I've used just about every single technique in, and I'm just going to begin showing you all the different steps that I had. I'm even going to show you how I made a really big mistake in the beginning of this drawing, which could have caused me just to scrap the whole thing, but I decided to push through and what I did to kind of make that mistake work for me. But stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm already beginning to think about what I want the next 101 series to be, because we've already had a watercolor 101, now color pencil 101, and so I'm getting ready to do another 101 series, and I need your help to help me choose. So at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can help me choose the next 101 series. But let's get drawing. So I'm just doing this sketch in my sketchbook, and I thought, hey, why don't I record it, see what comes of it. And I had this really kind of cool idea in my head. And I'll see a photograph or something, just begin sketching it out. And I'm sure many of you can understand the frustration when you see something in your head and then you go to draw it out and it's just not turning out the way you wanted it to. And you know exactly what you did that messed it up, and you're like, I hate when I mess it up. And that's what happens to this picture. Let's just push through and see if I can invest a few hours into this and recover it. It did turn out nice. I like it. It isn't still what was in my head. I enjoyed doing it. So the mistake happened right about here. I'm deciding how I want to ink it in. And I was really wishing I had a kind of a brownish ink pen to ink it in, but I don't. So I thought, hey, I will just take a colored pencil and outline it in color pencil, which the drawing was so small and fine and detailed that the line was just really super thick. And for whatever reason, I didn't choose like a nice soft brown. I chose this like maroonish red to outline it with. And I've said this a lot of times, when you are creating a picture and you outline it, automatically it's going to turn into a cartoon picture. And I didn't want a cartoon picture. I wanted a realistic picture. So this is the point now where I begin to move past this, decide, okay, how am I going to fix this? So I have this in my mind as I'm doing this. I still dislike the outlining a lot, but I'm going to just push past it and see what I can create. A lot of times when we are drawing or coloring with colored pencils, it's often tempting just to use them as a fill color. Like here I've drawn this fairy, and using my colored pencils I've just filled this in. And that, you know, it is a way to use the medium, but it's going to make everything look really flat and not dimensional. Don't forget to use those values by just adding a little bit of pressure. I can begin to push things back, adding just a little of dimension just to this top part here. Finding those folds in the skirt, I'm going to push the edge of that fold really dark to push it back, and then gradient out on one side. That's going to cause this fabric to look like it's folding in, and then as it's folding up over it, it's got an edge to it. Bringing this down under the arm. I don't want everything to be the same darkness. I want a nice variance. I want my lights. To help push things back and pull things forward, where it comes up underneath this arm, I'm going to darken it in. That's going to help push that fabric back and bring that arm forward. Can you see another place that I can do that? Right over here. To push this back and bring that leg forward, I'm going to add a little bit of darkness there and then gradient it out. So remember, the importance of gradients makes it a nice smooth transition, where if you have a harsh transition, it's going to make an edge or a corner. So it really makes these folds in her fabric or the wrinkles really pop out. Now, of course, depending on how you draw your fabric, you'll have folds in different areas. So I just recommend take a piece of cloth and lay it on the table, crumple it up. Just watch how the light folds over it. The very best thing you can do is draw from real life. A lot of times when we think of shading, we think, oh, I'll just pull in the black and add some of that in there. But I find some of the best shading is finding another color to use a shade. So here I'm going to use this kind of peacock blue, so it's kind of a dark blue, bluish green, and I'm going to use this as a little bit of base for my shading and shadowing. Nice and soft. And don't think you have to just stop with that. You can layer on several different colors for your shadowing. This is the part where you as an artist get to make that decision. This is what makes art fun and creative. Don't forget the white of the paper is also a part of the colors that you can use. And don't just think you have to fill that all the way out of there. Also using a lighter shade color to kind of blend things together, make it a little bit smoother, help to burnish things in without darkening your colors too much. And last, don't be afraid to just put in the time you're going to need to make each piece look good. To fix the problem I had with the really bold lines, you're going to notice that throughout the drawing, I am increasing the darkness level of all the colors. Instead of keeping it a very light and pastel color, I had to match that outline of the fairy. So I brought everything really, really dark, including making her clothes darker and also putting in a really dark background to help pull that and match that in together. And it worked enough. I think I will try this piece again later because I have this in my head what I see, and it's very light and fluffy. And this one's just very dark and shadowy. So, but hey, it worked. At the end, it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to at the beginning of this drawing. I actually kind of like it. So I hope you found some helps and tips with that. Not to give up on your drawing if you think you've made an irreversible mistake. That if you can push through, it can turn out maybe not exactly the way you had first envisioned it, but still, it can be something cool and nice and something that I will definitely want to keep in my sketchbook. All right, we've come to the part where we're going to talk about the new 101 series. And actually, you guys can vote for any. If you have any ideas for 101 series, you leave those in the comment section below. Just say 101 series idea, blah, you can tell me your idea. But the ones that I'm really considering right now that I've gotten a lot of requests already for, the first one is my techniques that I use to draw digitally. A lot of you guys have asked for me to show you how I do it the way I teach. So I'm totally willing to do that, but I'm just gonna put it out there that there are many, many YouTubers that are hundreds times better at it than I am, but I will definitely show you what I do if we choose the How to Draw Digitally 101 series. The next one is not really a drawing tutorial series, but it is, and it would be a short 101 series, probably 2 or 3 videos long, but it's how I record, edit, and create a YouTube channel. I've had many people asking me all those. I don't think it's something that I could do in just one video. I want to be able to show you the equipment I use, how I set it up, how I create my lighting, how I record my audio, how I edit things, how I post them, how I started a YouTube channel, all that kind of this business end of it. So how I do what I do 101. I don't know what I call it. I'll figure out a better title if that's what you choose. And the last one that has been requested a lot is how to draw the human body. If you guys are interested in seeing a 101 series here on figure drawing and anatomy and all that, then comment figure drawing 101 below. And again, you guys can ask for any kind of 101 series on there. I'll take them all into consideration, but I'm probably going to be going with the most popular requested 101 series first. So, but hey, one that you request now might end up being one that I do later. Well, thank you guys so much for drawing with me today. I don't have a viewer question of the day today because we did the little talk about voting, and I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see some of your awesome drawings, so don't forget to post them to my Facebook page or Instagram. A new artist showcase will be coming up probably next week, I think, so there's still a lot of time for you guys to post your pictures to my Facebook page or Instagram. Links are below, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!